Alright, let's look at the homework 8.1, problem number 7. Alright, so we want to use the Simpsons rule to estimate the arc length. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so first we need to find the derivative. So dy over dx is equal to, alright, so since this is a product of two things, we're going to just use the product rule. Derivative of x is 1 times the second guy, which is sine of x, plus first guy times derivative of sine is cosine. Alright, then the integrand is going to be square root of 1 plus quantity sine of x plus x times cosine of x squared. Alright, then so integral would be just we have arc length is integral from 0 to 2 pi then with respect to x. Right, so we're gonna approximate this by using Simpsons rule with n equals 10. So we look at the S10. Right, for this delta x, so delta x is going to be b minus a. So b is 2 pi and a is 0 over n is 10. Right, so this is going to be pi over 5. Alright, then we're gonna let this integrand right here, so integrand f of x. Right, so what we have to do is so delta x pi over 5 over 3. 3 is just a part of the Simpsons rule. Alright, then interval is going to be, alright, so we have 0 to 2 pi and we split that into 10 subintervals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so 0, 0. So next one, so each is delta x pi over 5. So you have a pi over 5, and you have a 2 pi over 5, 3 pi over 5, and so on. Alright, so we're going to have the first one is f of 0 plus 4 times f of pi over 5 and plus 2 times f of 2 pi over 5 and so on. And last one, second to last one is 4 of, so it's right before 2 pi, so it's going to be 9 pi over 5, and the last one is f of 2 pi. Alright, so let's compute that. I'm gonna bring out GeoGebra. Alright, then first I'm going to just define f of x. So f of x is square root of 1 plus quantity squared sine of x plus x times cosine of x. Right, hit enter. Alright, so we have the function Right, then we're going to do pi over 5 over 3. So I know that this is going to be pi over 15, right? Then we're going to have to go through, right? F of 0 plus 4 times f of pi over 5 plus 2 times f of 2 pi over 5 plus 4 times f of 3 pi over 5 plus 2 times f of 4 pi over 5 and plus 4 times f of 5 pi over pi, so which is going to be pi, plus 2 times f of 6 pi over 5 plus 4 times f of 7 pi over 5 plus 2 times f of 8 pi over 5 plus 4 times f of 9 pi over 5 plus last one f of 2 pi, right? And hopefully I typed these things correctly, so hit enter. Alright, so it came out to be 15.5, round to your answer to 3 decimal places. So I have to change the rounding option to 3 decimal places. Alright, so it came out to be 15.498. So let's type it in. Alright, so it came out to be 15.498. Alright, so let's double check. Submit for testing. Alright, it came back and looks like we got this one correctly. Alright, then we're going to use the calculator approximation. Alright, one thing we can do is I'm going to use GeoGebra since everyone has access to GeoGebra. Alright, so we can do integral, right? So integral. Alright, so integral, the third one, so function and the start value and end value, so I'm going to use that. Alright, function is we already have f of x, so we're going to use f of x. Alright, then start value is going to be 0, end value is 2 pi. Alright, then hit enter. Alright, it's probably thinking. Alright, it came back and that looks like it's a 15.375. So 15.375. Alright, so let's submit for testing. Alright, it came back and we got this one correctly as well. Alright, that's it. I hope that this was clear.